I've got a move-in ready single-family home. It's going to rent for close to $1,000, and best of all, it's priced under $50,000. Let's dive in. Hey, real estate investors, welcome to another episode of the Investment Properties for Sale Show. I am your host, James Wise, and I got a pretty gnarly investment property for you guys today. This thing is clean. This thing is crisp. This thing is spacious. This thing is gonna rent for a ton. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some stuff. First thing I want to talk about is this duplex that I've got coming out in Old Brooklyn. I have teased this on a couple of the other shows. We are very close to finishing up the video for this one. A little bit more background on this property for you guys. This duplex owned by a private seller. He is having it managed by another company. They were in the process of evicting one of those tenants. That tenant is finally out. We didn't want to launch the property on the show to you guys until we got rid of that bad tenant, that tenant from hell. So he is gone. So we're getting inside of that unit, and we are going to be able to bring all of that information to you. Speaking of tenants from hell, my most popular video of all time was the live eviction. That was episode 8 of the Tenants from Hell series. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to that video in the show notes below if you've never seen it. What we did in that video is we filmed the entire process of evicting a tenant on move-out day when the movers were there, physically removing the tenants, all the tenants' belongings, the tenants, everything in the house. We had to get into the property, bailiffs, everything, took it all out onto the curb. We filmed all of that live. A lot of people loved that video. A lot of people hated that video. They thought we were too rough, kicking that tenant out when the weather wasn't very nice. If you have any opinion on that, go to that video, put your opinion in those comments. But one of the things that kept coming up, a comment that I kept getting in all of those thousands of comments in that video, is a lot of people wanted to know what was going to happen with the property after the fact. You see, we ended the video right then and there on move-out day. That was the end of the video. That was the end of the story, so to speak, in regards to that video. So a lot of people, they're asking me, like, hey, man, what happened? How long did it take you to renovate the property? What kind of condition did the tenant leave it in? Because we didn't actually go inside the property with the cameras. We stayed outside with the cameras. So what we have done is we have filmed another eviction live. That is coming out. We evicted a hoarder from one of our properties. This video is going to go so much further than the first live eviction video did. We have video inside the apartment. We have the guys emptying out the apartment. And on top of that, we did not end the video there on that day. In this video, we're going to actually take you into that unit after eviction day when it's totally empty. We're going to do a rent-ready rehab, and we have footage for you consisting of our leasing team re-renting it to a brand new tenant. So not only do you get to see everything that happens on move-out day, you get to experience all of the things that happen after move-out day up until the point where you get the asset ready to go again, ready to start producing for you again. So you're definitely going to want to make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber so you can check out that video. It's going to be launching in the Tenants from Hell series. Now, the last thing that I wanted to get into before we get into this single family that is under $50,000, I want to talk to you guys about 1031 exchanges. For those of you that are super fresh to the game, You know, the idea with real estate, with rental properties, is you can level up. You can walk the property ladder, or climb the property rather, is probably a better term. Climb the property ladder. What you can do, you can start small. You can buy small homes, like the property we're going to be talking about later today. This thing is only $49,900. Small single-family home, okay? Now, you start with single-family homes when you're just getting in the game. But the idea is to eventually trade in the smaller assets, okay? You trade those in, you make a little bit of money, and instead of paying a ton of taxes on that money, you do what's called a 1031 exchange. So you get all your profits, you defer paying Uncle Sam. You don't want to pay the government part of your profits. You want to take those profits and invest them into bigger, better deals. Like myself, I started out buying single-family homes, duplexes. I think that's the best way for investors to start. The biggest reason is the financing, guys. 30-year mortgages, fixed interest, okay? Low interest. That's the best debt you can get. By the way, if you don't have a lender yet, shoot me your contact information. Ask me for my list of lenders. I got lenders who will write loans to investors like you guys in all 50 states. It doesn't matter if the properties that you're thinking about buying are here in Cleveland or any of our secondary markets like Toledo, Ohio, Birmingham, Alabama, Indianapolis, Indiana, or any of the other markets that I've got coming out in the near future. These lenders, they don't care where you live so long as you live in one of the 50 states, and they don't care where the property is so long as the property is in one of the 50 states. So go ahead, shoot me an email. James, man, let me get a list of your lenders. So that's how you get started, but that's not where you're going to stay. Eventually, you're going to want to trade that stuff in, go bigger, get bigger assets. Myself, these days, I don't get too excited buying single-family homes and duplexes anymore. You know, my portfolio is huge. I've moved on from that. I'm looking for big investments, man, big apartments, more doors, more income checks. So when you have something small and you get to the point where you want to go big, you want to sell those assets, make a bunch of money, but avoid paying taxes, and for that you need to utilize a 1031 exchange. And what I'm going to do right now, because I can give you a general overall strategic idea of 1031s, but when you have to get into the nuts and bolts on actually pulling off a 1031, doing it the appropriate way, you need to have yourself a qualified 1031 intermediary. And the guy to do that is my guy, Dave Foster. You've probably seen some of his ads running on several of our videos here at Holton-Wise. He is the guy we recommend you connect with if you're ready to actually do a 1031. So quickly, I'm going to go to a quick word from Dave Foster and his company, the 1031 Investor, so you guys can get a little bit more information on what they have to offer, and then we'll shoot right over to this property, which would be a great starting place for a lot of new investors.
Selling some of your smaller real estate holdings is a great way to raise the funds necessary to maximize the growth of your real estate portfolio. A 1031 exchange can benefit you greatly by allowing you to defer your capital gains tax so you can use those funds towards the purchase of more real estate instead. You are going to need a qualified intermediary in your corner. Dave Foster is a degreed accountant with a track record of successfully serving as a qualified intermediary for thousands of clients. Dave and his team would love the opportunity to see if a 1031 exchange is right for you. To set up a free consultation with Dave and his team, call 850-889-1031 or visit the1031investor.com.
Welcome back again, all of you guys who've got small assets and you are ready to trade those puppies in. Hit my guy Dave Foster with the 1031 Investor up, see if he can help you out. I've got his contact info in the show notes. For the rest of you who aren't at the point of trading in your small assets and you're ready to get started, this property right here, this is for you. So let's get into it. 3220 West 92nd, Cleveland, Ohio, 44102. As you see right here on the fact sheet, priced it at $49,900, and it's got 3 beds, 2 bathrooms. Going in the home quickly, as you'll see, we got flowing hardwoods everywhere. And this is cool. This is not a property that's already managed by Holton-Wise. This is managed by a pair of mom and pop. It's literally a husband-wife team who are, parents. So they literally are a mom and pop landlord. They have 3 rental properties. I've already sold one of them. This is the second one, and their third one I'm going to be selling on this show in the near future. But the cool thing is, if you look at their property, they renovate their properties pretty much the same way we do at Holton-Wise. You got the nice hardwood floors, you got the white trim, you got neutral colors, we got the nice gray all around. The only thing that they've done that's like totally different that we would never think to do at Holton-Wise or necessarily really recommend you guys do is in the bathroom here. You can see we got like what appears to be a granite toilet seat. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Like, nobody's gonna not rent your property because you have a granite toilet seat. But when you're spending money renovating properties, typically installing a granite toilet seat doesn't actually add any rental value. This is just like something that's kind of quirky, kind of funny. When you're dealing with rental real estate, like, Holton-Wise, we have a very automated and systemated process. All of our renovations are basically the same. We offer, pretty much the same product on the market no matter what property we have. So when we're going out and we're picking up properties owned by mom and pop landlords, it's very cool and very unique to see what's out there because you get a chance to see some like weird little funny stuff like this little granite toilet seat there. But, it's really no biggie. Moving on to the rest of the property. Again, this thing is crisp. This thing is clean. I like this kitchen, those cabinets. They look pretty good to me. Shooting down in the basement, right? Look at that furnace right there. That's probably about 15 years old. Furnaces, they're going to last you about 30 years. For those of you who've been watching my content, pause the video right now and let me know how much it usually costs to replace a furnace out here in Cleveland. I say it in a lot of these shows, so I want to know if you've been paying attention. If you guess the number right, I will, of course, give you a shout out in one of our videos coming up. Over here, we got the hot water tank. I'm going to give you guys that answer right now. That's usually about $1,000 to replace those. So you got to pencil that kind of stuff in when you're budgeting. That water tank, that's about a decade old, right? That's about 10 years old. They're usually going to last you about 15 years. So in the next 5 years, whoever buys this property, keep in mind, in the next 5 years, you're going to have to spend about $1,000 replacing that. Over here, we got updated electric panels, and this is the city of Cleveland proper itself. So we don't have any POS to worry about. And the roof appears to have at least a decade left. So all in all, it's a pretty sweet property. I know I've said this is like a small property in the grand scheme of things regarding like 1031 investments. Like this is an entry-level investment. So you could later 1031 into bigger investments. But as a single-family home itself, this is actually a very huge house. It's very spacious. We'll have no problem hitting $950 a month in rent, and we really don't need to do much, if anything, to this. The only thing that we'll have to do post-closing, right, we'll have the Holton-Wise maintenance crew go in, and what they're going to do, they're going to do a rent-ready estimate, tune-up, safety inspection. We're going to ensure this property meets all of our minimum rental standards, and this is like super minor stuff, guys. So first thing, we're going to change all of those locks, right? As I said, this is a mom and pop landlord. They've owned this property for many years. We have no real way of knowing exactly who throughout the years has had access to these keys. They've given us keys, but as soon as we close and we take it over, we're going to change those keys so we can guarantee the only people that has those keys are going to be us and the brand new tenant. It's going to protect us at Holton-Wise. It's going to protect the new tenant, and that's going to protect you, the investor, from any liability. On top of that, my guys, we're going to make sure we have the appropriate amount of carbon monoxide detectors, smoke detectors, make sure nothing is leaking, make sure all the windows are able to open and close, do some cleanup, right? Like in the footage earlier, you saw there was a bed in the property. Obviously, we can't keep that there, so you got to get that out of there. So all this stuff, this is like literally super minor stuff, guys. I would be shocked if it comes at over $1,000. So what you're getting, you're spending $49,900 A lot less than that is going to be cash, right? Because I think the best move for you is to use a lender. No reason for you to spend $50,000 cash to get this piece of real estate. I want to see you guys spend $12,500 of your own cash and have the bank loan you the rest. And then let's move some tenants in at $950 a month and have them pay off that loan for you. That is the way to do it. This is a pretty good investment, guys. I like this investment. This investment is going to fly. So if you want to buy this investment, if you're ready to start growing your portfolio today, if this is your first investment, like I said, this is a pretty good starter property, or maybe you own a few and you're trying to get to your 10 mortgages, this is a good property. So what you need to do, send me an email, jameswise@holtonwise.com. Have your proof of funds or your pre-approval letters ready. So proof of funds, that's cash in the bank. If you want to buy this thing cash, you could. I don't think you need to. I think you're much better off buying it with a loan. But if you did want to buy it cash, you can. That is a screenshot of your bank account. I need to know you have $50,000 in the bank. If you want to buy it with a loan, that's cool. I need your pre-approval letter. So your lender needs to approve you. So if you don't have a lender just yet, like I said earlier in the show, send me an email. I'll give you my list of lenders. I'm probably going to get multiple offers on this property. If you're watching this property right now, I would assume by the end of the day, I'll have more than a handful of people trying to buy this. So if you are not already pre-approved and you just get my referral list of lenders, go ahead and get pre-approved by them when you come back to me to make your offer. Odds are good this property is probably going to be gone, but that is okay. I send out properties every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They all come with a full video analysis like this one. So make sure you do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button. And if you're a longtime viewer, longtime subscriber, go ahead and smash the like or share button so other people can see this. And you're giving your guys some props here, guys. I'm trying to grow the channel, trying to get my message out there. Give me some help. That's all that I've got for you today. Again, reach out to my guy, Dave Foster, if you are at the point in your career where you're ready to start trading in the smaller assets for the bigger assets. And remember, it doesn't matter what state you're in. Dave is not here in Ohio. So, he does nationwide stuff. Just like my lenders are nationwide, so is Dave. So if you've got some high-priced California real estate that you want to 1031 into some cash flow real estate out here in Cleveland, that's something he can help you with as well. So his contact info in the show notes. Stay tuned for that Old Brooklyn duplex. That's probably going to be one of the next 2 or 3 investment property for sale shows coming out. And lastly, if you haven't seen the first live eviction we've done in the show notes, that's episode 8 of the Tenants From Hell show. Watch that and stay tuned for the next one because we're taking it one step further. As always, I'm James Wise with Holton-Wise, and this is Real Estate Investing Made Easy.
Cleveland, Ohio is widely considered to be one of the top rental markets in the entire United States. This is because here in Cleveland, our housing prices are low and our rental prices and demand are high. At Holton-Wise, we provide the complete turnkey solution for all real estate investors, whether they are local, out of state, or even abroad. As real estate brokers, we will provide you with agent representation to help you buy properties ranging from single-family homes to large apartment complexes. We even have referrals for lenders who can provide investment property loans to investors located in all 50 states, allowing you to capitalize on the use of leverage or other people's money. We have referrals to top-notch title companies so you know that all of your transactions are safe and secure, with every single property being delivered to you with clear title. Once you close on the property, we have an investor-focused insurance brokerage who can handle all your property insurance needs. This insurance brokerage handles auto, home, life, and business policies, but they specialize in working with policies for landlords. We also have full-service property management. We can handle all rental property advertisements, tenant placement, rent collection, evictions, maintenance, landscaping, construction, and repairs. In addition, Holton-Wise also offers digital media and education. One day, when you are ready to sell your investment, Holton-Wise, as the #1 seller of investment properties in the greater Cleveland area, can market your property in a video just like this one to our worldwide base of investors who are looking to capitalize on the high cash flow opportunities in the Cleveland, Ohio market. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our latest content, including video tours and analysis of investment properties that are available for sale, real estate investment education, and our most interesting encounters with tenants from hell. Holton-Wise, real estate investing made easy.